Hello and welcome to Fernbank Science Center's The Sky This Week for May 16th through 22nd, 2021. We begin the week with Mercury in the evening sky at greatest elongation east. In the middle of the week, we get a first quarter moon. And by the end of the week, there are spring stars in the evening sky to follow. Begin on the Sunday 16th, facing the western part of the sky. If you're not sure which direction is west, figure out where the sun appeared to go down or to set. That's the direction west. And there are bright planets low to the horizon. Planet Mars is still with us, and a waxing crescent moon, just a thin waxing crescent at the beginning of the week. Some of the winter stars are left over. Sirius, brightest star you can see in the evening sky anytime from anywhere on the Earth at night. Procyon and the Little Dog, a couple of stars for the heads of the Gemini brothers, even Capella over here in Auriga, the charioteer. Let's look a little bit closer at those. This is a little deceiving. The stars do not appear larger if they're brighter. This is just an indication that they're brighter stars. There are two stars, probably about a quarter of the way up the sky, that form the heads of the Gemini brothers, Castor and Pollux. They're twins. Castor's body stretches down like this to a foot, one arm sticking out on this side. Pollux's body, long and thin, arm right here, foot right here. And in between them, the planet Mars. Not as bright as it has been. We're moving away from that planet in space, and so Mars appears a little dimmer, but it's still kind of bright, kind of a pinkish colored star. Right near the heads of the Gemini brothers, that waxing crescent moon at the beginning of the week. Let's look at Mercury out of the trees. Thank you, Earth Sky, for a fine diagram. The bright planet Venus is very low on the horizon, literally just as the sun is going down. You might catch it if you have a flat, clear western horizon. The planet Mercury, not quite so bright, is a little higher on the sky. We've already found where Mars was and the moon. That'll give you an idea of where to look to find Mercury. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, takes only 88 days to orbit once around the sun. And as it moves along its orbit, sometimes we see it when it's on the western side of the sun. We can see it in the early morning before the sun rises. As it moves along, half an orbit later, it's on the eastern side, so it follows the sun down at night, and we can see that farthest elongation this week on the 16th. Moving forward to the 18th, looking for some of the same area of the sky, the moon has moved along, not near the Gemini twins anymore. Now it's moving toward a pattern of stars called Leo the Lion. Of the constellations, to me, this one almost looks like what it's supposed to be, a lion's head with a mane and a tail back here. That area of the sky on Tuesday will have the waxing crescent moon right by the mouth of Leo the Lion. Zoom in a little bit. Here's where the moon will be. And there's this curve of stars. Kind of looks like the top of a coat hanger or the handle of an old-fashioned umbrella, tail back here. There's even an asteroid, Vesta, visible in the tail of Leo. This you're going to need a telescope for because asteroids are really faint and really small and really far from the sun. Start with the star Regulus in the heart of Leo the Lion, brightest one in that constellation. And then if you connect up the stars, and that shape is called the sickle, so that it makes a curving pattern like the head of the lion. Draw another line back toward the three stars that make the tail part of Leo, one right past that constellation Vesta. And if you imagine a picture of a lion on the sky, on Tuesday, it looks like the moon is about to be swallowed by Leo the Lion. By Wednesday, it's happened. The moon is inside the constellation of Leo, right near the heart. So the lion has swallowed the moon, pretend, up there on the sky. Tail, Regulus, sickle for the head. First quarter moon means that the moon has moved 1/4 of the way along its orbit. Thank you, Rob Pettingill, for this fine image. So the sun is shining on this side of the moon. The right side appears lit up, still nighttime over here. This straight line, making a half moon shape on the sky, the line is called the terminator. It's fun to look at this area with binoculars or a little telescope at this time of month, this time of the orbit. There are craters with shadows. There are formations of rocks to look for. A first quarter moon for us this month is on May 19th. Technically, it's at 3:13 p.m. That's still when the sun is up for us, so we're not going to see the moon at exactly first quarter phase. We'll have to wait for the sun to set, Earth to rotate, and bring that first quarter moon into view. By the end of the week, notice the moon is much fatter, a waxing gibbous by the end of the week, and there's a pattern called the Big Dipper. This is looking at a huge part of the sky. So if you're standing outside facing east, opposite the way the sun went down, look high up, the Big Dipper pattern, 7 fairly bright stars, makes a handle and a cup. The 2 stars on the end point toward the star Polaris, the North Star, on the end of the handle and cup of the Little Dipper. Little Dipper, very faint stars, pretty hard to find, small pattern. Big Dipper, a little bit easier, handle pointing off toward the south. And if you follow the arc of the Big Dipper's handle, it takes you to one of the spring stars, Arcturus, in the constellation of Boötes, the herdsman, and speed on a little bit farther toward the bright star Spica in the constellation of Virgo. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great week. Please keep in mind Fernbank Science Center's website, www.fernbank.edu. Keep an eye out on our Facebook page for Friday evening virtual planetarium programs and Science Saturdays. Thanks again for listening. Have a great week.